Yeah, I was gonna say, yeah. We'll probably go back to doing the traditional thing of I voice most of the characters and no more sleep for Kaname Date, because you guys are gonna be voicing the main too. So it'll be interesting.
It'll be fun.
I mean, obviously, I predict there's a non-zero chance Leon and Gen are there because they're already established to be Kaname Date's friends.
Yeah.
So Glare, okay, it's big on turn one there. Yeah. So because I obviously like Kizuna and Leon are not going to meet, but like it wouldn't surprise me if there's a lot of characters we end up seeing again that.
Damn, the paralysis off
by.
the bat again. This is tricky shit.
I also don't think that she's kidnapped by aliens.
She's just having an episode.
Yeah. Well, because she could very well be kidnapped, but I don't think she's in space. Because if she's in space, what the fuck is Kaname Date gonna do about that?
Go to space? Duh.
I mean, this is the thing you naturally do with your progression. Is eventually when you run out of ideas, you
go to space.
Yep. Yeah. That's the natural progression of how things go. But I just feel like there's no way she's in space because what is Kaname Date really going to be solving on a basis of
he's going to drive a Tesla into space.
He could drive a Tesla into space. It's not unlikely that they do something like launch his car into space.
Just launch that old ass car into space.
Yeah, it's not out of the realm of possibility. That's just how weird it gets. Well, I made this point that AI the Somnium Files was very
not doing it.
Well, because AI the Somnium Files at its core was very grounded.
Yeah, even when it started to get out there, it switched back and was like, no, it was brain cancer.
Right. Well, it is very grounded. Body swapping made sense in a world we were talking about consciousness and stuff.
Dead whale.
The whale finally met its match. The whale's finally out of it. Even when body swapping was a thing in those games, it made sense,
Yeah, it still hewed pretty close to that sort of sci-fi rule.
And the second game, the whole half-body tumors and the convenient way of making a person look like a completely other person.
Yeah,
technology was
I still feel
whatever,
the same way about that. I like the idea, but I hate experiencing it.
I agree. As a person who had to experience the story and try to solve mysteries and reach conclusions, it was dumb. But as a writer, I like it.
To try and if the point is to be able to solve the story as you go along, with the first game, technically, all the pieces are there for you to start figuring stuff out, right?
Right, because people are acting differently between scene and scene and stuff like that.
And
but in the meantime, Saito is very consistent.
Yeah.
It was because I remember very particularly, So Sejima launches off about talking about fireworks in one scene and stuff like that, and that's when Saito's in his body. And then he gives that same speech later. And so it's Saito is very consistent when it's Saito.
Yeah.
So although like I said, because I got the privilege of adding all those episodes after finding out the twist, it's this makes sense. It's again, I like it I like it from a writer's perspective, but I fucking hate experiencing it.
I'll be DNC.
All right, I'll be Houndstone for our Elite 8.
We are at the 8.
We are at the 8.
So one of my friends has been playing Somnium a little bit, and then not streaming online, but screen sharing on Discord.
Yeah.
Well, some of us watch, and the original voices are just so uninspired.
That's the thing.
They're bland.
They have good actors, but they're playing it too straight.
Is bland. Yeah.
They're playing it too straight for what is ultimately a very fucking silly experience.
Exactly.
Yeah, it's I fundamentally like all the voices we do for it.
Yeah, Pewter is kind of villainous, but then
kinda, just not really.
Yeah, it's not there,
Kaname Date is too deep and serious.
Yeah, it's very just
it's
too serious for what he says, right?
Correct.
And it's not in a funny way where if Spock, a Vulcan, says something funny, or British humor way, right? Where it's a flat delivery.
Yeah.
It's not that.
Correct. Well, because when I did Aiba, I did a very flat
Solar
delivery.
Blade.
I did a very flat delivery for Aiba when I did Aiba.
And that makes
was
sense.
By design because she's a robot.
Yeah, she's a robot.
That didn't mean I didn't, yeah.
They basically... I feel like Aiba is phoned in a way where it's no offense to the woman doing the acting, but
Erika Harlecher, which is actually a very good voice actress. Futaba Sakura, a bunch of different characters. But yeah, no.
But they just use that voice tin, the like tinny voice thing, right, to make it like kind of echoey, to make it like robot voice, and then that's it. Other than that, it's a regular anime voice.
Well, like we were talking about what's his face, who did Gen, Sulong Wong or whatever his name.
Oh yeah, right, Sun Wong.
Sung Wong, yeah. Sorry, for I do not remember his name.
Oh no, that's fine.
I know that obviously like he's a very capable voice actor, but it's just like
oh yeah, dude,
his Gen is very boring.
Yeah, like he fucking
for a man wearing a creepy weird mask and crazy outfit and stuff, he should have a crazy voice.
Well, yeah,
I
mean, and he can do crazy voices like that. That's one of his specialties.
Yeah.
But like, you know, he like knocks out of the park with the dwarf in Delicious in Dungeon and the talking head in
Talking Squirrel
Talking
in
Squirrel,
God of
rather,
War.
yeah.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Whereas Dancy barely hanging on here. We haven't really been talking about this match, but Houndoom is dominating.
Houndstone is going crazy. This is not
Houndstone,
Houndoom.
right?
Yeah, Houndoom is a different mon.
Different mon.
Yeah.
Should have put him in instead.
That's fair.
Houndoom, Tropius. You know, I just fucked it all up. Zapdos.
You made some interesting choices. You picked way too many meme Pokemon.
I know.
Yeah. Houndstone moves on.
Luckily for me, the meme Pokemon have been getting kicked out.
That is fair. Versus a lot of my meme ones that stayed around too long. Tyranitar versus Blaziken.
All right, I'll be Blaziken this time again.
All right, Tyranitar versus Blaziken. Now it may not be the end of Diancie because Diancie can get in the bonus round.
Okay. Okay.
So we'll see potentially. Tyranitar versus Blaziken. I'll do Tyranitar then. All right, this shouldn't be a match I feel like Tyranitar wants any part of, but here we are.
Blaziken.
Yeah.
I mean, Tyranitar could just smush it.
This is true. I mean,
or the fighting can just obliterate it.
Yep, this is a possibility. It's over. Focus Blast.
Oh my God!
He is Focus Blast, a 70% accurate move to just say no, you don't.
That was not even an explosion. That was just hey.
Hey.
Did you look at me funny? Fuck off.
Yeah, basically. The 2-seed versus Ceruledge. Melmetal versus Ceruledge.
I did not see Tyranitar. It's like you said, Tyranitar wanted no part of that fight.
Tyranitar could come back, but yeah.
Tyranitar just...
I'll do Melmetal.
I did not see Tyranitar going out like that.
Well, especially because he hit him on the special defense side, which is the lower attack stat for Blaziken. And also he got the defense boost in the Sandstorm.
Yeah.
It's the least effective way to kill him. Oh, I hit cancel. Let me do that again.
What was the other one?
Melmetal versus Ceruledge 23 because of Michael Jordan. I thought about nicknaming him Jordan and just only him.
I mean, that wouldn't have been bad.
Yeah.
Jordan, Steve Areno.
Yeah, exactly. Well, I didn't actually name the Zoomerol.
The Steve Areno of our hearts, okay?
Exactly, yeah. All right, go ahead and
All right,
Metronome.
Ceruledge, do you have some stupid bullshit cooked up as well?
Ceruledge should win this one, I feel like, but we'll see. Hydro Pump.
That's a big opener.
Big opening move. Not a lot of damage because Ceruledge or Melmetal doesn't really have good. Well, it's hidden for water. Yeah, not a good special attack, but it's not mattering.
Hard.
Just keep getting water moves, I guess. Metal Stat's gonna lower special defense a bit.
Yeah, but
Focus
it really
Blast,
needs to
not
start
gonna hit the
doing
ghost type.
some damage.
I gotta hit him when he can. Yeah. Okay, Withdraw, it's going to raise defense. Might be a little too late for that matter. Sunny Day, though, against the fire type. Don't know about that strategy.
Bold strats.
Bold
just mocking
strats.
him now.
I think an Ember kills it. Aerial Ace is not the move.
Yeah. You need a little more than an Ember.
I don't think you need more than Ember. It lowers its special defense 2 stages.
Ooh, damn. Just give me a blast burn.
Two in the sun has to kill. It's not. It doesn't seem like it might matter, though. Syrup Bomb going to lower the speed every turn.
Not helpful, though.
Not particularly helpful.
All right. What do we see here?
The Sacred Sword. That's a huge one. That actually
super effective, but not enough.
Not enough, though, so far. Defog, it's going to make it easier to hit him with one-hit KO moves.
Not something any move right now is basically a one-hit KO move.
I mean, basically, not wrong. Oh, Fury Cutter, that's not
what you want to be using
not
against a steel type.
And, yep, that's enough
there
to do it.
There it is. Melmetal.
Melmetal moves on. So your team so far has Houndstone, Blaziken, Melmetal. It's not a bad team that's shaking out. You could do something with this potentially.
That's still a bunch of weird sons of bitches.
Yeah. All right, Dragapult versus Como O.
Let's see.
I think it's the highest seed we've had. The highest 2 seeds matching up in this thing.
I'll be Como.
All right, I'll be
Yeah.
Dragapult
What is
then.
it? 3 and 6? 4 and 6?
3-7.
Oh, damn.
Yeah. 3-6. Actually,
Take that,
3-6.
bitch.
Yep. Sorry, I just couldn't see that. Yeah, our setup requires us so we can't really see a lot of the small text on the screen here.
You could probably just hit Control Plus a bunch of times.
I probably could, but I don't want to fuck up the capture.
That would be.
Because I'm zoomed in really hard on the capture.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, if that changes the size of the window, then.
Yeah, so that is what it is.
Acupressure. Fuck off with that. I don't know what that did.
It
but-
randomly raises a stat. Yeah.
String shot. Okay, sure.
Randomly raises a stat 2 stages, mind you.
Evasion? Is that like a minimize? Is Como minimized?
Yeah, he's minimized. He's minimized 2 stages. That's huge, actually.
Yeah, this actually might be kind of big.
Yeah, that's huge.
That's
yeah,
a
future
jackpot
side of
random
that
stat.
hits though. Future side might knock it out though. If that hits.
Is it super effective or just a big hit?
It's super effective big hit. But Fickle Beam, and it went all out for the attack.
Ooh.
That's it. Signature
What does
move.
Fickle Beam do?
Fickle Beam is an 80 base power move that has a 30% chance of doubling in power to 160. As a signature move of High Trapple, who is one of my ones, I think. Yeah, it's a fun one. All right. So, these are the guaranteed ones to move on here. So, yep. So, Como O moves on. So, do we want to do our runner-ups first, or do we want to...
Yeah, runner-ups first.
Runner-up first. Okay, so then it is Houndstone versus or is Diancie versus Tyranitar.
All right. I'll be Diancie.
Diancie, okie dokie.
Let's see if Tyranitar gets redemption or if Diancie is able to pull it off.
Watch as it just pops another Focus Blast.
That would be so fucking funny.
It'd be incredibly fucking funny. Okay.
Let's see.
All right, well, Sandstorm means nothing because they're both rocks.
Anything
so
can happen.
Anything can happen. Quick Attack's probably not the move I'd use.
It's still any player's game.
Dark Void. Oh, but he can't use...
Why
is Dark Void in the pool?
That's what I'm asking. Why are these fucking moves in the pool? Like, why are there moves excluded from the pool
So,
intentionally?
Dark Void is crazy because Smeargle abused this thing in VGC so badly that they had to ban the move from being used by anyone other than...
oh, Heavy Slam ended up doing it instead.
Well, it was like, but Dark Void can't be in VGC anyway, so they nerfed Dark Void from 80% accuracy to 50 accuracy. So they nerfed the move, but also made it impossible for any other Pokemon other to use Dark Void. It's really weird. All right, so Tyranitar does get his redemption, and Tyranitar is on the team.
Was that heavy speed? Was that a ×4 move?
Yeah, that was a ×4. Rock Fairy against Steel, yeah. Ceruledge versus Dragapult is the other matchup here. I'll go Drag.
All right, as you normally do.
As one's known me to do, yes, exactly. All right, well, it's got 2 ghost types. This could be a good one. I think Dragapult probably pulls this one out, though.
Probably, but you could always hit with some stupid move.
This is true. Tri-Attack's not going to do anything on a ghost
Tri-Attack,
type.
That's for sure.
Splash.
That's also...
I mean, it's basically the same as Tri-Attack.
Yeah, all right, so out the gate, we got some big moves, some big plays.
Big moves. It's over.
What? Worry Seed Insomnia, so it's clearly not
Memento.
And Ceruledge says, fuck it.
All right, you have 2 pseudo-legendaries on your team in Dragapult and Tyranitar. And then we got Houndstone versus Blaziken and Melmetal versus Como O. All right, let's do our semifinals here.
I assume this
Houndstone
end here is just
versus
determining
Blaziken.
turn order in the or spot order in the.
Well, so
team?
so here's how we're gonna do it. Your first mon that you get, you can choose what item you want. That's how we'll do it. So Ferrothorn, I can choose the item for. Everybody else has to do Quick Claws.
Okay, and then it's.
And then you can
Is it just metronome down, or are we are we swapping Pokemon? How does it all work?
So here's how we're gonna do it. So 6 mons,
Yeah.
all on the same team. So we're not doing anything tournament-wise there. It's literally just 6v6.
Yeah.
So obviously we can do switches and stuff. The move is only Metronome.
Yeah.
Your mon that got the first seed can pick its item, and you can Dynamax. Or I'm sorry, not you can you can
I can Dynamax?
not Dynamax. You can
Oh my
you can
God.
Terrasilize.
But can I Gigantamax?
No, there's not. Yeah, we're doing Gen 9, so no, there's no Dynamax. But you can Terrasilize, and you can pick your Terra types, and you can choose whichever mon you want to Terra.
Okay.
So yep. So all right. So it's Houndstone versus
I know
Blaziken.
half
I'll go
of what all that
Houndstone.
means.
So we'll have to go into the team builder in a moment here, and we'll set up our teams here. Pick Blaziken. But basically, you have one Pokemon you can choose to Terrasilize. You can Terrasilize any of your 6, and you can just choose to change its type, basically. So let's say I have a Ferrothorn and I change it to a water type. Well, that means fire's not very effective anymore, is it?
Right.
So, yeah. But he also gets a bonus when he uses fire attack moves.
Nice.
Knock off that Quick Claw. Okay, that's a good start.
We need it.
Confide, lower the special attack. Okay.
All right. And Blaziken can't be using its fighting attack stab moves. So.
Yep, this is true. But fire is very bad to use against Houndstone, though, because fire...
Yeah, Blaziken's not in a good spot for this.
Oh, no, fire is double effective against...
double effective.
Yeah.
Oh.
Fluffy makes it so contact moves are half as effective, but fire-type moves are... You basically have a fire-type
Cone
weakness.
Claws. We're trying something here.
Trying something here, yeah.
Thundershock.
Okay.
Bull plays.
That's a play. Tachyon Cutter. Okay, that's not a bad move. Unless we want to give an advantage for getting to... what we want to give is advantage for your second place mon. Do you want to give your second place mon an advantage?
We could. Whoa, what was that? Bitterblade?
Yeah.
Heal?
It does heal, yeah. Or it's yeah, Bitterblade heals, and it is a fire type move. Let's see, what would be a good advantage for a second place mon?
Drugged.
I'm just trying to think what would be a good advantage here. I'll say your top 2 you can put an item on it. They have to be different items.
Yeah, okay.
All right, Melmetal versus Como-O. So it's not really an advantage for finishing first. Other than I think you have to save... How's this for this? Your one who finishes first, you have to save for last. But you can't switch in the first mon. Or you can't switch in... Yeah, so it's your ace.
Okay, yeah. Makes
so
sense.
So they both can... So first and second mons get their choice of items. They have to be different. Yeah. And first mon, you have to save for last. You can't switch it in.
Makes sense.
Yeah. Okay, that works. That's our advantage. All right, Melmetal versus Como-O.
I'll do Como-O.
All right, I'll do Melmetal again. I can't believe Melmetal's made it this fucking far. A mon you actively hate.
You know, he's here. He's in the team.
He sure is.
None of my, big favorites made it through. Bastards.
I was going to say, Ferrothorn made it to the end for me. That was a surprise. I do love Ferrothorn. I always love to use Ferrothorn on a team. A lot of my favorites made it all the way through.
I love Ingrain.
You do love Ingrain. Ingrain's a great move for you to use.
Earthquake, damn.
Poltergeist, okay. It's not, nothing. I think Melmetal wins this one. I just have a feeling.
It's got the potential, but...
Yawn, that
Drowsy.
Yeah, that could do it.
it.
Yeah. Okay, Hyper Voice did some damage there.
I
feel like giving free turns is usually a bad thing.
What is coaching?
Coaching only works in doubles.
Fuck.
Yeah, coaching gives gives a mon of your choice +1 attack and +1 defense.
So we got the sleep. We've got
Horn attack. Didn't take advantage of the sleep move.
Woke
so
up.
Bitter Malice. Let's go lower attack.
Looks like Melmetal is in this.
Yeah, I think Melmetal goes to the finals.
Last resort.
Not gonna do
anything.
Hurricane
Miss.
Yep. Hurricane wasn't gonna do much anyway.
Yeah.
Recover. Yeah. So this one's over.
That seals it.
This one I feel like is pretty over.
Unless Melmetal does something foolhardy like blow up.
Hydro Steam. That's fine. That's okay. Yeah. Fling. It's Quick Claw. It's like fuck this shit. I'm done with this. All right. Yeah. Play rough.
That
4 times
does
effective.
it.
All right, it's time for the finals. Our finals are Houndstone versus Melmetal. One of them we didn't expect to make it here, and the other one is Houndstone. This should be a good matchup here. All right, Houndstone versus Melmetal. I'll go Melmetal again.
All right.
I think Melmetal wins, but we will
God
see.
damn, Melmetal, you.
You put it on. You picked 64 Mons, and you picked
That's
Melmetal.
it. Swap them out with Tropius.
You know what? I will let you, if Melmetal wins, you can swap it out for Tropius, but Tropius then becomes your ace.
God
Fine,
damn it.
I'd do that.
Okay, that's fine.
Ace Tropius? Hell yeah.
Yeah, okay, I'm fine doing that, because this whole thing's a cartoony matchup of nonsense anyway.
Yeah, I mean,
so
Melmetal's a fake Pokemon anyways.
who the fuck cares? Yeah.
Melmetal's not canon.
Uh-huh, yeah.
If Melmetal's canon, then Giovanni being in the real world is canon.
It lost its Fluffy, but now it can't fall asleep because of insomnia. Like me. That's tricky there.
I feel like rather than insomnia, you had staples in your head.
I did have staples in my head. The thing about having staples in my head is basically for the last 2 weeks of work, I start every conversation when people ask me, like, how you doing? It's like, oh, you know, I have staples in my head.
It's just like fucking Billy Madison.
Basically,
The
yeah.
guy
I
with
just
the
kept
fucking-
I just kept doing the same bit over and over again, and you know, it's like I kept thinking it got more and more funny the more I did it. And then I got the staples out of my head and went back into the office, and people were asking me how you doing. It's like, oh, you know, I had staples in my head. So, you know, much to the annoyance of everybody in the office, I'm sure. But, yeah, I feel like I said I'd use that bit.
That's your
until I
job.
got-
Magma Storm. Oh, it's
this-
not determined
It's
yet.
not over. It's not over.
determined yet.
What do we got here? Metronome for Swift? Not
resisted.
whatever. Mud Slap lowered that accuracy, but
Getting
Magma
close.
Storm. I
Getting
don't
close.
think Melmetal survives another Magnet Storm. And Horn Leech, yeah, that's enough to take care of it.
But
Unless
what does Melmetal have?
Melmetal uses Infernal Parade.
Oh, damn.
Melmetal is the champion of Rob's
Damn.
bracket.
Champion
Congrats to
Melmetal.
Melmetal. Congrats to Melmetal on this ridiculous fucking thing. Okay. All right.
Oh my god. Wait, that's not right. Protein Egos? What is this?